I mean, just what is happening? This is the crazy. I thought those Reggie Miller antics were amazing. This team, man, what is going on? 3, 4, 5 times in the last 2 weeks. Just historic wins for the franchise. Oh, once again, I was just kind of frantic during this podcast. I had so much to say, and then it just all gone. I don't even know what this comeback was. It was a lot of points and not very much time once again. You all saw it. Here's our podcast. Don't forget, we talk about the Pacers, Fever, Colts, IndyCar, IU, Purdue, Ball State, all kinds of stuff. High school sports on our Central Indiana scoreboard show every weekday between 1 and 2 p.m. Oh, by the way, this podcast has a lot of adult language.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Holy shit.
Well, counted them out too early.
Mike Rich, how are you, man? That is crazy.
Man, I'm loving Pacer basketball right now.
This team, man, we're also joined by Codey, Emerson. We'll be joined by some others here in a minute. Woo! I've never seen like this. This like rivals Reggie, doesn't it?
It's getting there.
I have no words.
It's definitely getting there. I mean, it's game one, and it's one that we
Stole.
are fortunate to steal. I'm
14 points with, like, I think the timestamp was like 3:22 or something like that left was the deficit. Oh, and look, all these Knicks fans leaving. What a beautiful sight.
Yeah, riots in New York. Throw all the freaking trash you want.
That was amazing. Aaron Nesmith.
That wasn't Aaron Nesmith. That was Steph Curry out there. No, I think we had Steph Curry.
Never seen anything like it, guys.
No,
3 times in how many games?
God.
3 times in 6 games?
In 6 games.
3 of the single most unbelievable comebacks in NBA history.
Hey, is this one? No, not. Sorry, Greg.
Sorry, Michelle Garmon.
I was getting ready to say, is this one? I think this one is better than Reggie's 8 points in 8 seconds.
I don't know about
no.
Close.
It's awful close. I mean, because 20 points in 2.5 minutes.
It's game one. It's game one. There's so much recency bias in this group that
Mike. So was 8 points in 8 seconds was also game one, and it made the difference in the series.
Yeah.
Howie's celebration paid off. Thank God.
Woo.
Yeah, his team had his back. That's thank God for that.
He did not do. You know why he did that? He would not have done that if Reggie hadn't been over there. I believe he probably did that for
that has to be. That has to be the greatest single shot in Pacers history. That has to be. That's better than the Jordan to win that game.
Yeah,
that shot was unreal.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I think it would have been better if it would have been about 2 inches further back.
That would have been.
It was unreal, but so were Naismith's last 2 threes.
You talk about the ultimate heat check. I mean, and when they needed them. We're coming up with more. As you can see, I'm very at a loss for words, pretty much, which I rarely am.
Let's bring in our NBA guy, John Robertson. And John, we were just saying right before you popped into the room that 3 of the most dramatic wins in NBA history by one team in 6 games. 7 games, I guess.
Yeah, this team is unbelievable in clutch time. When they have to believe in themselves, they believe in themselves, and they just find a way to make it happen. And it's it's exciting. It's super exciting. I mean, it's crazy. You got to believe in them, but whew, my heart.
Yeah.
I'm getting a solid probably 2 hours of sleep from when I finally decide to calm down from this game.
Well, I mean, like I had all my notes of things that they had to make sure to fix for game 2, and like throw those out the window because they just won the game, right?
That was the third time we've done this. The third time we've had to just completely. I had all kinds of smart things to say on this podcast.
Yeah,
all kinds of them, and now I don't know what any of those are.
So stop thinking of smart things to say until the end of the game.
So like, let me just read to you what I had. Says, okay, I had the whole pep talk of, yeah, we lost, but don't be too hard on ourselves because we had lots of things to fix. We played pretty poorly and they played probably the best they could play. So we just need to make sure to not be too down on the Pacers. And look where we are. We're celebrating. I jumped off my couch, ran up the stairs. Like, I was so excited.
I have not yelled like that. I can't remember maybe 20 years since I've screamed like that.
I have to silently yell because there are people in this house other than me who are asleep. And
yeah, me too, but I couldn't help it.
No,
I got in trouble.
I told
my dad's right across the room, so I don't want to, and he's got to wake up early for it, so I don't want to piss him off.
I told my daughter, I said, stay awake. I don't care. There's only 5 days of school left anyway. You're watching the Pacer game.
Awesome. That's great parenting.
Great parenting.
Raising
Yes,
them
it
the right
is.
way.
I was impressed with Naismith from the get-go. I thought he came out and was dialed in. He was hot. I kind of hated that. I thought he may have said a little bit too much in that first half cool off, but then, baby, the fourth quarter, he was there at the end again, just dialed in again.
Who would have thought it would be him?
He and Hallie carried us tonight.
And granted, I mean, that's the beauty of this team, is that if you were to tell me, I'm not too shocked that it was Aaron Naismith, but I still am. You would think of the people taking the big shots to keep the Pacers in it down the stretch. It'd be Halliburton, it'd be Nembhard, it'd be even Miles Turner's done it a couple times, but Naismith's not probably at the top of many people's lists on the people that, who brought the Pacers back in the fourth quarter? Yeah, it was Aaron Naismith.
I've been big on him for a
phenomenal.
while. But yeah, he's so good. And I think he's got a chip on his shoulder ever since the trade, since they called him a paperclip and some string. Like, Naismith has been showing out.
8 of 9 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. I mean, and it all seemed to come in just a run. I mean, it was every time down. I mean, God, unbelievable. It's great that it's somebody not like Halliburton or Turner or Siakam, that somebody else stepped up in this game, because that's exactly what they needed. I mean, God,
and on a
unreal.
Night I'm not sure how many. Brunson had 40 plus on a night where we didn't have an answer for Karl Anthony Towns either. You got the Knicks, and I don't want to say because it's only game 1, but it feels like you got the Knicks' best punch in this game, and the Pacers answered. Obviously, there's still Pacers got to win 3 more, and it's a long series, but this feels like a game that you can't overstate. I mean, I know it's only game 1, but it's about as big of a game 1 win as we've had in quite a while.
That's Codey Emerson of the Greencastle banner graphic. Thank you so much. Did I get it right that time?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We have some more guests coming in. Appreciate your time, man. What a night.
Absolutely.
Will Retherford's with us, but let me get to Mike Hutsell first and get his thoughts on the win, because
Pizza King on me tomorrow, guys. I mean, geez.
We're all meeting Mike for some Pizza King tomorrow.
I will DoorDash a Pizza King to each one of your all's homes tomorrow.
Sounds good.
This team has broken win probability at this point. Like, it's a useless stat. The Knicks were 98.4% with 2 minutes to go in the game.
Third time in 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's absurd. It's like it's becoming a weekly tradition. We just come in here and we don't have enough to say about what this team's doing. I
Exactly.
don't know. I shout out to Tom Thibodeau for doing exactly what I thought he would do and riding his starters a little too much. Jalen Brunson looked like a dang chain smoker out there late in the game. He looked like he'd done about 4 cartons of cigarettes by the time the game was over. Ben Shepherd's, looks like a Muppet, but hey, his plus minus was amazing.
And he played some defense.
He played.
Did.
He played defense. I know. I jokingly said something about his plus minus in the group chat. I mean, it's Neesmith. I mean, all you can really talk about is Neesmith right in front of Reggie Miller tonight to do what he did in the fourth quarter of that game. It's absurd. This team's absurd.
It's absurd.
I just can't say. I can't even come up with words at this point. They're just they're defying logic right now.
Hey, Will, let's bring you in right now because the one team I can think of that this reminds me of is that Cardinals team that would not lose to the Rangers. Every night they came out and did or Mike Hutsell, the Red Sox against the Yankees in the comeback. It just would not lose. This is, I don't know. I feel like I'm stupid right now. I have no idea what to say.
My favorite part about all of this is, the first 2 times that they did this, it was such a shock. It was so quick and just happened in the matter of like real time, like 3 minutes. This happened. This was just slow and developing, and it just took the damn soul out of the Garden. It did. They went in there, and I said this to my dad. This team is a snake, and if you don't cut the head off, it'll bite you in the ass. They will bite you in the ass. You just let them hang around too long, and it just goes to hell in a handbasket. And I would like to say that we were a size shoe smaller away from maybe the coldest moment in Pacers history, without question.
History. Would that have been craziest? That puts the Kawhi Leonard shot to shame. Although that was to win a series, so it's a little different. But man,
just the history, just the choking, like it would have been the greatest meme shirt, whatever it wanted to be. It would have been so cool.
I don't know about you guys, but when Hallie did the choke, I was a little afraid it was gonna come back to bite us in the butt. I told my wife, I was like, I love Hallie, I love his swagger, I love that he hit that shot, and he took the shot. But like, I have a feeling that if we lose this game now, that's going to be the worst thing possible for this team.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thought that?
No, not at all.
He would have been crucified. He doesn't. Yeah. If they lose or they come out and they just get the wheels taken off there in overtime and they lose it, like he gets crucified in the media for that moment. And now it's like, just the fact that this is this team's calling card. They go into game ones on the road and they just steal victories. Yeah. They almost did it in the Eastern Conference Finals last year in Boston. Jaylen Brown hitting a miraculous shot away from doing it. It's just wow. I mean, just no quit in this team at all. And really, with 3 of your 5 starters kind of playing like shit most of the game.
Miles Turner came out on fire, scored 11 of their first 15 points, and then played one of the most incompetent, inexplicable games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was awful.
He was. I'm surprised they put him back in.
Well, he wasn't in at the end, which I was glad because Miles Turner was. I just didn't think he was good at all tonight.
Not at all. And Reggie mentioned it that he's not in the game. I'm like, good. He has not made a single good decision all night. And then
because Stan Van Gundy's like, why isn't he in the game? And I'm like, well, Stan, you couldn't have been watching because he brought nothing to the Pacers tonight.
And that block shot, guys, real fast, that block shot changed the momentum of overtime completely, and that was completely a goaltend.
Yes,
that was huge.
Yes, it was, but the Knicks got away with so much earlier stuff. I mean,
yep.
We're all going to be seeing the Knicks fans on. Yeah, we're not going to talk. people are not going to be talking on Twitter about this comeback tomorrow. They're going to be talking about how the Knicks got robbed with that
Yep.
goaltend. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
exactly what's
You're
going to happen.
100% right on that.
And
They're
do we
not.
care?
We shouldn't, but it instead of giving the
I-
Pacers
I
teams
don't-
credit.
I just want to say I don't give one single damn what Stephen A. Smith and Mike Wilbon
Oh, I don't either. I'm
have to
talking
say
about like
about or
Knicks
any of
fans in
those
general.
people. Who cares? The
I
Pacers
don't
won
either.
game one.
I might tune into First Take tomorrow just to watch him cry.
McAfee will have our back tomorrow. Don't
That's
worry.
right.
You're damn right he will.
Yeah, he will.
I just choose not to let people have that much power over me in anything, but especially not this. Because screw it. Let them be mad. Let them be sad. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy my night, and we're going to be happy about it.
We're 1-0.
Damn
Yeah,
straight.
I mean,
Did we take the heart out of the Knicks tonight? I mean, I thought
I
after the
think
game,
so.
looking at them, I thought they just looked not just gassed, but like in disbelief and
Like,
incredulous.
It's
Hutsell's call of a sweep might just come through.
I'm glad this went to overtime.
I couldn't agree more. I think that it just made Brunson have to play
Yep.
even more minutes and just made him had to exert that much more than they would have regardless. And I love it too because it just prolonged the suffering of Knicks fans. In New York in general, and Greg, I hope that you tag Stephen A. in this release because I just think the guy's a fucking buffoon. I think he goes on national television every day, just makes an absolute ass out of himself. I mean, he doesn't know the game. He doesn't know ball, and he's a joke. I think he's
He's
a
a
joke.
blowhard. He's a blowhard. He
I
I
wants.
noticed in the media, guys, that the people who watch basketball all the time were picking the Pacers. The people who watch basketball part-time were picking the Knicks.
The problem becomes that it's really shining a light on a lot of these analysts aren't even watching the games because a lot of the analysts don't even know what the Pacers do until now. It's like they're just now seeing it for the first time. It's like, where have you been the rest of the season? Or where have you been for since January at least?
talking about Oklahoma City and the Cleveland and
Talk about
those other teams.
Let's be real. They were talking about Bronny. They weren't even talking about OKC.
Your mic's blocked, Mike.
Oh, so they were talking about Bronny.
That's right.
They weren't talking about OKC. They were talking about the Lakers, JJ Redick. And
OKC deserves to be talked about.
They do. They do. They absolutely do. But
they do.
They're talking about the Luka Doncic trade. They're talking about all that stuff. It was nothing to do with. It's the Lakers, the Knicks, the Celtics. That's what they were. That's what they were focused on. And
but now
they don't know what to say.
But your Indiana Pacers are the story of these playoffs right now. No question about it.
They absolutely are. It's good or bad. They're getting talked about. Which
Well, Pat McAfee said that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. He said on our show, my show, we've been talking about it, that how much the Pacers are one of the hottest two teams in the NBA since January. So how is everybody missing out?
It's because it doesn't get clicks, it doesn't get likes, it doesn't get views. That's what all the people care about. So
I mean, if you want to watch something completely unfunny, but just kind of just epitomizes what people think of Indiana, there's a Jimmy Fallon skit right now about the Pacers-Knicks series, and it shows the Garden and Timothy Chalamet and all these stars in the New York, and they're like, and then the series shifts to Indianapolis where Mike Pence will be there, and it's not funny at all, but it just kind of shows like this just mindset that Indiana's a worthless city. There's nothing really to talk about. There's nothing to do, and yet here we are.
Shout out to Chuck Lofton, though. He got a shout out in that, so that was worth it. I like Chuck Lofton.
Shout out to the Black Cap Tires too at the track. They got a nice spotlight as well.
Like that just goes to show, and I don't get political on social media or on these things. I'm not gonna, but like the mass media has, when they get a chance to take a stab at somebody politically that they don't like, they're gonna do it, and that's what that was really about.
By the way, can we get Babyface there? I mean, at least we could get Babyface.
I'll be there.
He's cooler than all the New Yorkers combined, right?
Let's get Axl Rose in the crowd.
Axl Rose, there you go.
Chuck Lofton's cooler than the New York people they mentioned, as far as I'm concerned.
That's right.
I did want to take a second to say I'm glad to see John here after his surviving the Fever game last night. That was
Yeah, it was tough, guys. It was tough. We had to dodge some hatred on the way out the door, but we made it.
Thanks to Mike and John and Cody and Michelle and Will. The whole gang, of course, wanted to be here for this one. We'll be back on Thursday night with John and Michelle to talk about the Fever game against the Dream. Then Mike, Rich, and I will follow up on Friday night after the Pacers game 2 in Madison Square Garden. And of course, we'll bring on everyone who wants to be a guest and give their opinion on the Pacers game 2 win on Friday night. Whew. Once again, unbelievable. Thank you so much for listening. Please share this with your friends, family, and really everyone you know. We humbly thank you in advance. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.